Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I know I'm sounding not my chipper self, but the subject matter in which I'm going to speak to you today is of a very serious nature. I want to talk about institutional advocacy and how important it is that I do need to adjust my chair, that you look out for your loved ones if they are have heavy medical needs, because if you don't, serious things can happen to our loved ones. So what I'm coming to talk to you about was a situation with my mother yesterday, and it could have cost her her life. But before I get into what happened yesterday, I'll give you a little bit of backstory. My mother has been in a nursing home for 4 years now. She's no longer able to walk and take care of herself. And she has Parkinson's disease. Well, there's a lot of things that come along with Parkinson's disease. It's not just the shaking. It's also, everybody thinks of Michael J. Fox and the uncontrollable shaking. But there's a lot of other things that go along with it. There's mental things that happen, and they can have delusions and different things like that. And when they are delusional, you've lost them. They are not in their right mind. And this medication that I'm about to speak about was administered to her last year after during the time that she had pneumonia. So not only was she very sick, but she was on this medication, and she was not mentally, she was not recovering from the pneumonia when there was no need for her to have the state of confusion and having states of delusion. So they figured out that it was this medicine. I'm not going to say the medicine because, number one, I can't pronounce it. And number two, I don't have any facts to back this up. I'm just talking, I want to make a precursor that I am just talking about our personal experience, just us and my mom. So anyways, they take her off the medication and she clears up. And I have to say, my mother has been fabulous. She went through the summer, through most of this fall with no issues. And so yesterday, my sisters and I, we keep a running thread on Messenger because there's 6 of us, and so it's just an easier way for us to keep a handle of what's going on, because several of us live out of state and don't live near my mother. Well, it had been stated that they were now giving my mother this medicine again, that it needed to be tried again. And my sisters and my great niece, or my niece, who are my mother's, they're the ones that have the rights to have the communication with the nursing home, had not been informed of this. So before the administration had happened, when this decision was made, nobody, even the nurse in charge of the unit where my mom was, it was just all of a sudden, it was there on those charts. And the doctor hadn't really been in and looked at mom or asked mom anything, as far as I know. And so they gave mom this medicine in the morning. By dinner time last night, we start getting text going, "Mom is unresponsive. It may be the medication. Should we leave her in the manor, or should we send her to the hospital?" Well, the manor is part of the name of, that's what we call the nursing home. And so it was like, well, she needs to go to the hospital. So they take her to the hospital. She comes around a little bit, but she's unresponsive. Had it not been their dinner time and she had been left in bed by herself, or I'm not even sure what the scenario was. She could have been in her wheelchair because she sits in her wheelchair all day, like out in the hallway or in a dining room, near the nurse's station. But there's other patients to be cared for, and and these ladies are busy and they work hard. So I am not putting any blame on my mother's care providers, the people who work one-on-one with my mother. I'm going to the administration at this time. So now that I prefaced that, I'm going back to my story. So there's text going, what's going on? And then it's like, we're so irate because my sisters and I all day long had been going on our text. What are they doing? Messing with her medicine again. They take her off the stuff that does her good and they put her on medicine that makes her sick. And we have been battling this for several years because this stuff is state mandated. State mandated. So the person that put her back on this medication, they may have only been following rules. I don't know. But we do need to look into this. But I'm just coming to you today that if you have somebody that's ill in your family, please take care of them. My mother is going to be fine, but she had to go to the hospital. It ended up they had to Norcomp her or Norconk her, whatever. But that's when they give you an injection. It's what they give people when they OD. But that's what had happened to my mother, is this medicine reacted in an overdose situation. I'm not saying she was given an overdose. This is the way her body reacted. I am not making any accusations on anybody. I am just stating what happened. I can't preface this enough. But my sisters and I were just so angry. We were angry during the day, and then rage came when this situation happened. And then, so the rest of the evening, two of my sisters and two of my nieces were in the hospital, going, is she going to wake up? She finally regained true consciousness around 10 o'clock last night. And then they took her back to the nursing home by 11:30. And she's, as far as we know, she will be fine. But she has definitely been taken off that medicine. This morning I wake up and my mind is still wrapping around it. And I know for my beliefs, I have to forgive. But I also think I have a responsibility to come out and speak up. Because if you have a person in a nursing home, you better make sure that somebody has an eye on them at some point during the day and you're getting updates. Because these people, they can die there. In a hospital, they can die because the staff is busy. They don't have their eyes on your person 24/7. And question. Don't be afraid to question when a medicine or a treatment is suggested. Look it up. If you know somebody in the healthcare field, ask them, if they have any information or if they've had any experience with this. But please ask questions, because the person that you love, their life could depend upon it. So this is all the time I'm going to take up with you on this today. But I just felt like I needed to come out and say something. And I usually am a person that I sit behind the scenes and I don't voice out things on social media. I don't go out and broadcast my family's news all over. But today, this is serious. And it's time for a wake-up call of, some of this stuff that's going on in our institutions and being able to address and help get the best care for our loved ones as possible. So, sorry to be a downer, but just want to bring awareness. Enjoy your Friday and your weekend, everybody. Bye.